Hi, it's the 25th of February, and it is my.
It's 6:15. Good evening.
And welcome
What
Richard
was that?
to Geeks on. We're going to do a whole deconstruction of the whole thing, aren't we? Welcome to Geeks
Yeah.
on Screens with coffee. So this is Mickey
It's 6:16.
telling us what the time is.
I'm worried for you. I really am.
I mean, clearly you've been watching all of the podcasts.
Clearly, I watch podcasts, yeah, but this isn't a podcast.
Oh well, pod chats, chat shows.
I don't know.
The information super mega highway. Just think we've actually got some volume. Yeah, I think we're both. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Good stuff.
Sorry to keep you waiting. All right. Thinking sound.
I didn't have time to read it.
Is
what
it
does it say?
reversed?
Penn and Teller. Okay.
Well, it's Penn and Teller on camera.
Right.
That should be HRH Richard D.
I'm not a ship.
Well, I ran out of space for Douglas. I'm sorry. So you just got a D.
Okay. That's fine.
And your name in letters.
Nice.
Oh, come on. I can't be the only. I'm probably the only person in the last 30 years that's done that with your name.
It's been pretty rare, actually.
Yeah, but
It has.
But since you're out of school, it probably doesn't happen very often.
No.
Oh.
No, you get the old, is your surname Head? Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. And you go, no, it's Douglas.
Yeah. Oh, what are you on about?
So let me just make
That
sure.
reminds me, first past summit I ever went to, there was a guy with a surname of Wang, which was just awesome. He was handing out these business cards. Brilliant. One of the funniest moments ever.
And why would that be funny?
Because his first name was Long. I'm not kidding.
Well, I can't condone or encourage. Oh, trying to hold that in. I'm sorry. That's very.
You're trying to hold in Long Wang.
You know this is going out on the YouTubes.
I am very aware.
And it's live. It's not being edited. You need.
That's very true.
Remember
Nobody has.
The inside voice, little Richard that's inside, and I can't remember any Little Richard songs. I'm trying.
I don't know any. No.
So remember Little Richard.
But it is a true story. I am not making this up. It happened when I was working for Quest. It would have been about 2012.
So what are you up? What have you been up to? I mean, I'm just. Can I mock your appearance before we get too far in?
You normally do.
You look like a hipster. You look like actually look like you've made an effort because you've got a shirt on. Your hair looks combed.
Yeah, I've been quite bored recently because I've not been able to go on customer sites and things. Normally, every so often, I get to dress up in a suit and go out and things, and so every couple of days, I make sure I'm wearing a shirt and things rather than t-shirts and polo shirts and stuff like that.
Is that just to keep the rotation? Because I seem to be wearing the same clothes over and over again.
You end up wearing the same shirts and polo shirts and stuff, and it's normally a Sequel Saturday or a Sequel Bits shirt that keeps coming back every couple of days, and yeah.
Do you know what?
So I like to try and make sure that every so often I'm wearing shoes and whatever. I mean, today I've got trainers on, but you get the idea. It's just trying to get out of that kind of mindset.
Whatever's off camera stays off camera. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I never ask anyone what if it's off cameras. We don't talk about that.
Okay, that's good. Cut the slide.
So, I mean, for those who haven't ever met Richard, I met Richard when he was working in ladies' underwear. That's my favourite line ever.
really.
Yeah, I mean, it
And why would that be?
because
It's quite a serious thing.
I think, well, because we need an intervention because you were getting so cold that you needed to actually wear more than just the negligee. You know, we actually had to get some proper clothes on you and like a big fur coat to stop you from freezing.
And this is now my time to say in a voice because that wasn't true.
All right,
That was just the dream you had afterwards. Yeah.
and that I still have to this very day.
Yeah, we need to stop this.
So you used to work for Bravissimo.
Bravissimo.
Yes.
Yeah.
DBA.
Yeah.
But
so if people that didn't know, it is a lingerie company, although they do more than just that. Yeah.
It just amuses me, the term. I like to say that I used to work on the tills.
Right.
But I was writing, I was working on the EPOS software. But working on the tills sounds more amusing to me. But now you work for, you've changed companies. Well, not on purpose.
Kind of, yeah. So I was working for Century One, and we were acquired by SolarWinds back in November, December time. So yeah, a bit of a change. They've brought us to extend their capabilities on the database monitoring side, really, and we're going to form the basis of a centre of excellence for the database division, which will be nice.
Cool. I mean, I didn't want your biography, but it's fine.
It wasn't. No, we've only gone back 3 months.
Sorry. Oh, I haven't seen you for such.
This was all after lockdown. It's not. This is quite new stuff.
I haven't seen you for such a long time.
I was thinking about this earlier, and it was Sequel Saturday, Edinburgh. I think the last time we physically met up.
Oh, that was That would have been February, wouldn't it?
Would have been not far before lockdown. Yeah, the first one. The proper one, I guess. Yeah, because I think I'd just come back from Germany, and then the weekend after was Edinburgh.
That was in that. Oh yes, we were sort of standing outside waiting for the building to be opened up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And then we went for that vegan meal that wasn't vegan.
We went for...
You said you wanted to go for a vegan meal, and we ended up in some Mexican place.
We did. But you don't. I can eat round the meat. It's fine.
Okay.
Just pick it out. It's fine. It's fine. That was really nice.
I think it's more the fact that everything had cheese on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's...
Yeah.
The thing about restaurants, generally where they make the food in the restaurant rather than just like lump it out, is that a lot of the time, it will be just, it will suit most people, and it's just the extra bits. It's just without cheese.
Yeah.
As long as they don't lie to you, because they could say, oh yeah, this is vegan, but it's been in a beef stock, and you wouldn't know.
No, that's probably quite difficult for you, I'd imagine.
No, I don't really worry about that. If someone's gone to that extent of doing stuff. Sorry, we're gonna have to mention it because when you lean forward, we can see your robot grass cutter. I'm gonna say grass hoover.
Lawnmower. Yeah, it's a lawnmower.
I can't believe a robot lawnmower. That's just
I've wanted one for years, and it's fantastic. It really is.
I mean, I'm just going to take I take the mickey out of you for having so much money that you bought a robot lawnmower. But
I don't think that's true. But yeah, okay. So I'll see it.
Go on then, get it down.
Well, let me do that. Let's see if that helps.
What the? What? Have you turned it on?
No, that's my desk moving.
Oh.
So I can.
It's blurred.
Can you see that?
No. All I can see is you're holding a blurry orange thing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It could just be a large crash helmet for all we're concerned.
Oh. Yeah. So it is good. We had some people rebuilding our decking because it was all rotten and horrible, and one of the dogs almost went through it. And they were just watching it going up and down for like an hour. It's like, paint, do my thing, but it's just so engrossing watching it if you've not seen it for the first time, because it doesn't go in stripes. It kind of goes in a random order. So it just kind of hits a thing, then turns whatever degree it wants, and then buggers off again. It's kind of cool.
I had I think we still got it somewhere, but we stopped using it. A little robot Hoover. I think it was only about.
Was it a Roomba kind of thing?
Yes, but very, very cheap. It was only like
right.
40 quid or something.
Right.
So it didn't have great suction, and it didn't have great depth control. And because the house is old, there are steps and there's little things, so it would just get you get stuck all the time.
Yeah.
And you'd just be constantly empty. It didn't go back and empty itself.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been. Well, my wife's wanted one for ages, so yeah, we might get one eventually. But again, they are quite expensive, so it's probably something we wouldn't bother with for a while.
If you want to spend a lot of money on one, go buy something cheap from AliExpress, and like 20, 30 quid or whatever, and see whether you actually use it, and unless or whether your house is actually suitable for it. Because if you've got steps and stuff,
the
newer ones deal with big steps and they'll go up chunks.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it used to be like anything bigger than that it couldn't do, but they'll do larger things.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty flat, obviously, apart from the upstairs. You've only got the little kind of room divider kind of between doors and stuff. Nothing major.
So
probably okay.
How has your lockdown do? Oh, it'd be good if I could speak. How's your lockdown been? Because you're a home worker.
I am, yeah. So the biggest change for me has been everybody else being home. You're right.
Something's squealing.
Probably my laptop. It tends to overheat a lot.
Oh, is that you? Sorry.
Might be.
I wasn't sure.
It's very hot.
I thought it was me or something. Not me, something here.
I love this is Geeks with coffee and you've got water.
Well, I've drunk all my coffee. Sorry.
Disgraceful.
It was in my... But it's filthy because I've been using it all day. If I was clever, I'd have like a prop mug that I could go, oh, look, it's my Microsoft prop mug. No,
I thought you would have had a Geeks with coffee mug.
No, I've got my SQL Sentry big extra ones nabbed from SQL Bits, maybe.
Well, my son broke my SQL Bits mug the other day. I was absolutely gutted, probably a couple of weeks ago. But it's, about 9 years old? I was like, oh.
Which SQL Bits was it from? Like the white early one from SQL Bits, like 3?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been kind of Manchester time.
The old logo.
The first one. Yeah. Kind of the white with the orange and purple bits on it. Yeah, not the disco ones or anything like that. On the proper old ones. Gutted.
We must have that. I don't know whether it's broken. I mean, we had one.
Sorry, I'm not after your mug. I'm just saying that's what happened.
Yeah, no, it's all right. No, I was just thinking, where's ours? Because I had a photo of like 4 different ones all together at one point.
Yeah.
So how's your lockdown been?
Yeah, so from a kind of a work perspective, nothing's changed too much from a day to day in what I do, because everything's remote and I'm on Teams or GoToMeeting or whatever, and remote collaboration is the norm kind of thing. But the big thing has been the homeschooling and my wife working from home and them all feeling quite confined because you can't go out and do things. And then, you know what it's like with kids. They, if they can't do their own thing, then tempers flare up and, they take it out on each other and stuff.
You're so unfair. Oh,
yeah, that's the one. And that's kind of made worse for my eldest because he's a swimmer, and so he's not been able to get that out of his system where he'd be swimming like 6K a day. Now he's got all this surplus energy, and he takes it out on his youngest brother. So, but it does mean I don't have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning 4 times a week. So there are benefits to it. You know, I quite like not being up at 3 o'clock in the morning and de-icing the car at -4 and stuff.
3 o'clock in the morning, and I bet he doesn't give a hoot.
The funny thing is, it's hard to get him up now than it is when he's swimming at 3. You know, has to be there at like 4:30 or something. He'll get up for that. He won't get up for, you know, a normal school day.
Is there nowhere you can swim outdoors? So outdoor swimming, wild swimming? Would that not be possible?
It might be, but you're then looking at like proper lake swimming and things like that, and that can be quite risky this time of year. So
yeah, this time of year you need a wetsuit or a dry suit.
Yeah, and you need proper people on, you know, around in boats and stuff if you're going to do proper sessions like that. And it's a completely different type of swimming as well, because you're up against currents and other things. It's not quite the same as being in a pool. So
no, of course not.
Although it would help with the kind of like anaerobic exercise and things, it's not quite the same. Yeah.
It's one of those things that, you know, I've been about 20 minutes. My daughter's got a ballet class. So if you hear music, it'll be her, but you can do that from home. And when she does tap, oh God, you can hear that. I mean, that's just goes through the floor.
Yeah.
But you can't swim unless you're super rich. And even then, you're not going to have an Olympic-sized swimming pool in your garden, are you?
No. I mean, we did try. We kind of rented a pool that you can kind of build up and stuff. But even one of those with a push-off is at the other side. You can't really do anything. And so then we got like a bungee cord, I guess, and then tied it to him, and then the other side. But even so, it's not the same. And you said it was just absolutely freezing, and that was kind of like August, September time. So yeah, it just doesn't work unless, as you say, you're mega rich and you've got your own swimming pool that's indoor and heated. And no.
Well, the irony is that there'll probably be a swimming pool somewhere quite near you that isn't being used by anybody. But no one can go and use it.
You say that the elite athletes are allowed to.
It's
so
their job.
The likes of your kind of Adam Peaties and things like that are allowed still to swim. They were actually at a competition last weekend or the weekend before. So some of them are still able to train and things, but yeah, anybody below kind of like international standard, no chance. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's your job, isn't it? So you need to. It's not recreate. You know, it's. I guess. But I guess if you're underneath that level, then everybody isn't swimming. So
yeah,
you know, I guess it's not. Everybody will have lost muscle tone. Will have lost. You know, so hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. But now I guess with those dates coming out the last couple of weeks, was it a couple of nights ago when stuff might start happening?
It's Monday, wasn't it? Yeah. So there's still not a definitive date for what he does.
Okay.
Really, because really, it's kind of considered almost like a gym because they're generally part of health centres and things like that. So yeah, we'll just wait and see. Obviously, the first thing is the school's going back, and then they've got 2 weeks of that. Then it's half term in most places, and then they've got that natural fire break of half term or full term, whatever it is this time round. Yeah. Be full term, won't it? It's end of term, the next holiday. And then they'll basically see what the transmission rates have been over the last 2 weeks. Take it from there, see if they're going to push it forward.
Well, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully with lots of older people having had probably all their jabs by then, and then trickling down to everyone else, that hopefully the rate of infections will start going down to a decent level.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it depends very much how you look at it. Obviously, what's happened is they've decided to vaccinate the elder part of the population, those most at risk. But there's a school of thought that says, well, if they're most at risk, they're more likely to stay at home and are less likely to get it anyway. And you've not vaccinated all the people that are going back to work. So chances are it's just going to spread and we're going to be back where we were.
Yeah, because
so I get what they're doing, but it either needs to be everyone or
I guess it has to be the most vulnerable because they're most likely to get sick, and be affected.
Yes.
So
the highest death rate, absolutely. Yeah. But are they more susceptible to it?
I don't know.
Possibly not. But it's one of those things, isn't it? I mean, if you go into hospital for things, you could pick it up there quite easily. My mum's I've probably talked about my mum before. She's recovered from cancer and stuff, and she's got ongoing health problems. So she's has to go to hospital most weeks, and so she's obviously very at risk. So I do get the need for those people to be vaccinated, but you do wonder if that's the right approach if they want to open up the economy. I'm not saying one way's better than the other. I'm just saying the way that it's been handled, there is the potential for that risk, really.
Yeah. Well, if it's most of the people that have it are the people that are working and schools and stuff, then and they're not the people who are being vaccinated, then infection rates are just going to start to rise again. But if most of the healthcare professionals are vaccinated, then you're less likely to. Well, I don't know whether it's been proven whether it's if you've already been vaccinated, whether you can spread.
I don't think there's anything definitive on that yet, but I'm not sure. Yeah,
I'm just kind of seeing what happens. We'll see what happens. It would be nice to be able to see people that aren't like in Tesco's. It's the only time I see real people who aren't virtual or trying to ask me to do things.
Yeah, that's true.
And normally I'm elbowing them in the face because they're leaning over me. Get away.
You're still talking about people in Tesco's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems a bit harsh. I'm surprised you haven't been banned from more of them.
No, I don't. It's when people lean over you to get stuff and you're thinking.
Anyway, I thought you were a co-op man.
All retailers are equally good in my eyes. And yes, I did work at the co-op.
Yeah.
But Tesco's is nearer and it's bigger and cheaper.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Co-ops generally are convenience stores, so they're smaller and stuff normally costs a bit more because they don't have the economy of scale to buy stuff like cornflakes in bulk, and they don't have such political weight with
cash and carrots and things.
Whoever's supplying it. But that's a whole different retail background we don't need to go into. I can bore you to death with that.
I'm expecting a little kind of ticker thing to go around the bottom saying other supermarkets are available.
Yeah. I mean, and they are. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I've worked for a couple of retailers, food retailers, and they are doing quite well in the pandemic.
Absolutely. That and logistics, we're seeing so much kind of opportunities for what I do with that kind of area. The kind of e-commerce and anything to do with home delivery and logistics has taken off massively. And the requirements on the databases that they've got now, I mean, you'll have seen it, and people wanting to upscale in Azure and things. You guys must be making an absolute packet from that right now.
How dare you, sir? How dare
you? I'm talking in terms of generics. I'm not just the business spread and how it's going. There must be a lot of things scaling up in Azure in that kind of sector.
I think I'm not sure I can mention stuff, but effectively, I think there was a lot of demand for Teams in the very beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
and it would be the same for other, GoToMeeting. Who was the other one? Zoom.
Zoom, yeah.
I mean, their share price went through the roof.
Yeah. And Slack as well. Slack were recently bought by someone, weren't they, for a couple of $1 billion?
Oh, were they? I didn't know.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was now.
Yeah, it's so the tech sector has just done amazingly well. It's ridiculous how well it's done. But hopefully, other businesses have gone into more hibernation than being shut down. But
yeah, you do hope, because it's very difficult, and it's people's livelihoods at the end of the day. You don't want to see people suffering, and excuse me, the amount of people having to use food banks and the rest of it is absolutely appalling. It shouldn't be, but unfortunately, that's where we are.
Yes,
upsetting.
Yeah, let's not get too left wing in politics.
Okay.
So someone asked me a question. We haven't even done any emergency questions or anything. So, are you really a lord? Are you a lord? Go on.
I am a lord. Yes.
There you go. Easy. I mean,
so there is a place in Scotland called Dunans Castle, and they're renovating their castle. And what they're doing is they're selling off little chunks of land. And due to some kind of old bylaw, if you are a landowner in that estate, you can be bestowed the title of laird or lady, which is lord in England.
I was very...
So yeah, it's a kind of a charity thing, but the Americans love it. So I've kind of just put it out there, and it's a bit of fun.
I was very tempted to buy it for my brother.
I bought one for my 2 kids. Well, one each. They love it as well.
Wait a minute, won't they inherit your lordship when you die?
Well, see, it's tied to the plot of land, so they couldn't both be the lord of that.
Oh no, you only your favourite one would get it.
Only my favourite one.
Well, your firstborn doesn't have to be your favourite one.
I'm just gonna leave it to one of the dogs, to be honest. I think that would be. I'm not sure that kind of fits in. Does it not? Okay.
No. That might be hard for a dog to own a piece of land legally.
I don't know, can do business on it.
Yeah, well, I guess if someone was the proxy for the dog and signed the contracts.
Yeah, but if it's inherited, it doesn't really need to do anything, does it? Doesn't maybe set up its own will.
Yeah, someone would have to proxy it for legal reasons. But yes, I guess potentially. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, you've not got the cat face. Yeah.
No. I mean, just for anyone who knows, this isn't my real face. This is a digital representation on top of my fur face. And it's hiding my whiskers.
Some of it's coming through.
Yeah, it's not doing a great job. So I would ask you what you're up to, but I'm guessing just work, watching your lawnmower going down the garden.
No, you can't have it in winter. It's been packed up for a few months now. It'll be out again in March kind of time.
You can't use it in winter.
It says it has to hibernate. Apparently so. It's in the instructions. It actually came up on the screen and said must be stored or something.
Is that just due with it can't cut wet grass, is what you're saying?
It can cut wet grass. It goes out in all weather. So the idea is it goes out every day and cuts off like a couple of millimeters. So it doesn't really matter how wet it is. You set the level and it just maintains rather than cuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Set your schedule and off it goes.
So was it too wet? The ground too wet? I mean, you just believe in this nonsense that you've got. That just sounds like someone's made it up.
The fairy told me, all right? The picture of the fairy on the box told me. And I believed it. It said, otherwise I will take away all your teeth. So what do you do?
I mean, you stop eating mushrooms for one.
I think that's a vegan thing.
Yeah. I'm not going with you on that one. I'm pulling you
No.
back into reality. Come back with me. Come back with me.
No, it does say on it that it needs to be stored in winter, and it actually came up on the display when it got cold one night that it needed to be packed away.
Or is it just Is it just temperature then, or something?
I think it's temperature based. That if it's kind of out, then it knackers the electrics or something.
Okay. The battery.
I'd guess, yeah.
And the battery won't be as efficient as in cold temperatures.
No, absolutely. So it comes with a charging station, and it self-charges itself. It kind of backs into it and then charges and then goes out again.
I mean, I take the actual mick out of you for having it, but we actually have.
But you want one now?
No, because we have someone who comes.
You do. You want one now?
No, because it would put the guy who comes around to cut our grass out of a job.
Right. Okay. So you're supporting the economy is what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't live here. It's not like our gardener, but I remember telling someone that as a joke that we had staff because we have someone who comes around. We have a gardener to make it sound posh, but clearly no.
Yeah.
He does other people's gardens as well.
So it's not dedicated. Wow.
No, unfortunately, no. We can't afford him.
Like a timeshare.
Yes, yeah.
Timeshare garden.
It's a bit like your lordship. Your lordship.
No, it's fully mine. I don't share it.
But you do share that. Well, you share that entire estate with about 7,000 people.
Probably more than that. Yeah. But it goes to a good cause. They can then help to restore everything. So it's just a bit of a joke, really.
So when you're filling in forms, do you put down Lord? If you give
only on web forms, not for anything official.
So that if something turns up and it's for Lord Richard, it just goes in the bin.
No, so my last laptop that came from work was addressed to Lord Richard Douglas, and it had to be signed for. And my wife answered the door, and the guy said, "Is he really a lord?" And she said, "No, he's a twat." So it does raise some eyebrows, but it's just a bit of a joke, really. It's pretty cool.
It doesn't seem like a joke. It seems a real serious proposition. It's like 40 or 50 quid. So it's not a huge amount for the amount of mirth that it, or was it more than that?
No.
Was it cheaper than
about
that?
30 odd quid, and then there's like a delivery fee on top or something for the actual certificates and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty. For what you get out of it, it's.
Because I don't use my title, Reverend.
Lord Protector, wasn't it?
No, Reverend.
Reverend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. I've got from some internet church. Oh, God.
So have you married anyone?
No, but allegedly I could do if I download. There's a couple of forms and there's things you have to do and say, but potentially yes, I could.
We should set up, or you should set up sequelweddings.com, and you could officiate SQL Server weddings.
What you've got is ideas. Now, I'm not going to.
I just think that's a very unique niche.
It is, but I mean, at the moment, it would just have to be internet marriages, and I would have to have certain criteria. No bigamy, no what's the term? Not polytheistic, no whatever marriages. It would have to because they're illegal. So I couldn't be involved in any of that.
Depends on the country.
I would have thought the state is what you're thinking of. But yes, I think there's some countries you can have more than one.
There's lots of countries in the Middle East where you can have more than one wife and things. So, it's possible.
Yeah.
You can have repeat business. And then if you had sequel divorces as well, you've got the whole thing kind of sewn up quite nicely.
I'd have to do them both.
You would, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could book them in next month if you know what's going on.
No, I know. Sequel divorcing.
You could set up sequel agent jobs for it. There you go. Host it all in Azure.
What? So the marriage only lasts a certain period of time, and then they automatically get divorced.
You could do it as a subscription service, like Azure, so that they have to subscribe to the marriage. If they don't, it nullifies.
Yeah, but then just think of all the legal problems with kind of people having to split up their assets and stuff. It's
yeah.
But I
so
like
sequellawyer.com then comes in.
It does.
We could go all night with this.
I know. No, I think we could go on for another like 30 seconds, and then we're like, kill it.
Oh. 30 seconds was too long, I think.
It was. And your icon on Twitter. Do you even log into Twitter? Because you weren't retweeting or liking anything. All you have is this automatic.
I've not logged on to Twitter for a long time.
You've just got an automatic reply that says thanks for following me.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. And part of that's lockdown. I've tried to kind of keep away from certain thoughts and things that are out there. Obviously, there was the whole past thing that happened recently as well, and basically trying not to get involved in all those kinds of things. So I just find that staying off most social media at the moment is better for my mental health, rather than getting involved in things that I guess are potentially less important than the other things that we're going through right now, like the pandemic. Kind of puts things in perspective. So I've just kind of stayed off, put my head down, and got on with stuff for me and the family, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the whole past thing sort of snuck up on me. I mean, I and because I don't get involved in all that kind of politics, I don't really know the people involved. I don't really know what was happening. It's just kind of, oh, that's kind of sad, interesting. And you go, well, Redgate is doing some stuff to pick it up, and that's about all I really know. I'm sure there's other stuff going on, but
yeah, I mean, Denny's company are doing some stuff as well. There's a few bits and pieces going on.
There's the Microsoft.
I'm just going to wait and see. Sorry?
Oh, there's the Microsoft have done they're going to host so they're giving user groups access to Meetup and Teams. And some other stuff. I guess if any search for like Woody and user groups or something.
Yeah.
So they're trying to support stuff by giving some software away to help groups talk to each other.
Cool.
Which is kind of nice, but I guess someone needed to step in because
there needed to be a big sponsor, really. Yeah. Otherwise, quite a lot of it would have fallen flat, I think.
Yeah. It's sad when any big organization has to go under or something happens, but it's just
and I think it's hit us a lot less than in the US. The US everything was pass. Over here you've got SQL bits, and all the user groups were independent. They were never pass user groups, really. Mine wasn't, although I did put it in there, but it didn't have the same kind of official stuff. Yours didn't either. So it was run by those individuals rather than by pass, and so we're seeing less of the impact than they are stateside. That's for sure.
I mean, imagine the people in the UK, their reaction if SQL Bits went under, and if there wasn't going to be another SQL Bits. Imagine how devastated we'd be. It'd be like, that's.
I'm going to say Rodney at this point. I think Rodney would really, really struggle.
I think Rodney gets to most of them, but a lot of the time, I don't think he's not at them every day anymore. I think he used to be at every single one all the time.
Well, that was it, and he was doing all the photos and everything, and quite heavily involved. But
it's But I think there was some announcement that there's rumblings going on.
Rumblings?
Yeah.
Is it dinner time?
It's nearly 7 here, so bit after
Wow.
dinner time. I would
Not if you
say
haven't.
coming up to what, supper time in a bit.
Wow.
Do you not have
So
supper
you're
time?
4 meals a day kind of guy then?
Oh, at least. I sort of
least.
I graze.
You graze.
Yeah. Yeah. I put on about a stone in lockdown.
Yeah?
And
You were so thin last time I saw you.
yes, it was.
It was quite scary, to be honest.
But yes, it was because I kept having to buy new clothes because I was getting fatter and fatter and kind of,
Right.
you know, it was getting to the point of, shall I lose some weight? Nah, let's buy some bigger trousers.
Okay.
Now, and when you do that a couple of times, you realize you're wearing 38-inch trousers and you're pushing on the 40. That perhaps that's probably not good for your health.
No, I suppose not. Yeah.
And
that's an effect.
And I've not been. The last time I did physical exercise, I did my leg in. So.
Oh God, I remember that. Yeah, that was quite some time ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't believe you did that to me. You broke my leg and my heart. The heart still isn't fixed.
I disagree with the heart thing.
I know, but that's why it hurts even more now.
What was it? Some kind of martial art thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's my first night at judo.
Your first night?
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't teach you the defense moves first, then, no?
Well, I was sort of sparring with somebody, and I sort of resisted, and then his weight and my weight came down on my knee, and it cracked.
Jesus.
Yeah, it happens.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing.
Well,
it doesn't normally happen.
Oh, it doesn't normally, but it did happen.
No.
It wasn't a fever dream. It was what was worse than that was like the 3 days in hospital where I didn't go to A&E straight away because I thought, it's probably.
You thought you could walk it off, yeah?
Yeah, I thought I could hop it off, and I thought, it's probably just fine, probably just I probably pulled a muscle, and when it was about twice the
Muscles
size,
don't go crack. Well, just to let you know.
I heard the crack, but I just thought it was just like something hitting rather than my knee, my bone collapsing.
Jesus.
But I thought I'd be all right, and then somebody helped me get into the car. They had to move the car for me so I could get it. It was an automatic, so I just needed one leg. The speed bumps were really painful. That probably wasn't a good plan, but I got to the hospital, and after midnight time I got seen and stuff. The guy said, "Can you just sign this?" Yeah, okay, all right. When am I going home? You're not going home. What do you mean I'm not going home? This is the consent form for the surgery that you're going to have.
Oh, wow.
So I won't be able to just walk it off a little bit of ice? No. And then because it wasn't because it wasn't emergency surgery, I was on the surgery list for the following day. And then obviously I got bumped off the list.
Yeah.
But you can't eat because you're waiting for surgery. And then
in hospital, that's probably for the best most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then the following day, it's like I got bumped again. Just so hangry. So hangry. I just want something to eat, please. Oh, you can't drink either.
What?
Oh, well, you can't drink before surgery. Yeah.
I thought you could have water.
Up to like 12 hours before or something. And because, your surgery might be at 12, so you can't drink 24 hours before, 12 hours before, eat 12 hours before, and then up to a certain amount, you're not supposed to drink before it, but you don't know when it is, so it could be the end of the day, so you don't drink.
I thought you were still allowed to kind of sip water and things, just not too much.
Yeah,
probably. It's been a while.
Yeah. I try and avoid hospitals. I guess that was one of the problems, trying to avoid hospitals.
Yeah.
That's something you do when you're a parent. You just don't want to go to A&E. You just don't want to.
Oh God, I had to take my eldest to A&E twice in the same week. I saw the same receptionist. I thought he was going to get taken away. Really did.
Never the face. Leave the face. I mean, that's the key. Don't touch the face.
Well, no, the second one was. So
Really?
the first one, I took him to a swimming lesson and it was windy. He got out of the car and the door slammed and he caught his finger in it. And so we had to go and get it all checked. His nail was a bit mangled, but it was all fine and it grew out fine. But then a couple of days later on, he was running around the house. And I said, you got to slow down. You're going to trip. And he did. He tripped and face planted into the edge of the TV unit. So he's got a scar just here, but there was blood everywhere. And so I'm carrying him into A&E for the second time that week, absolutely covered in blood from his blood. People kind of looking, oh God. Yeah, I mean, thankfully it was all fine. It was all superficial and stuff, but
Did you walk in, carry him, going, he didn't learn?
No, because it was the second time in a week, as I just said. If I had done that, it probably would have been goodbye, child. Yeah.
Yes, I guess there are certain things you don't joke about.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out he is 15 and he is still alive, so we're doing okay now.
Allegedly, he's still alive.
Allegedly.
I can't.
You'll probably hear him pinching his brother in a bit. So
I can't see him. You have. I mean, you have to prove these things. Not that I want. Yes, I'm really hot. I've got the lights on here, making me feel all hot and uncomfortable.
Nice.
It's been fun catching up.
It has. We need to do this more often, but off camera, probably.
Yeah. Well, then all the swearing happens and the blaming, and then kind of the
shame.
You don't. Yeah, the shame and then it takes us 3 months to talk again after I've got over the shame and the guilt, and you've forgiven me for the things I've said. Do you know what? When the next in-person event happens, it's going to be really weird seeing people and touch and the sequel community. I'm not sure about the US or even in Europe, but in the UK, it's quite huggy.
Mm. Well, when I went to Germany, I saw Argenis. He was over there for sequel conference. First thing he did was came up and hugged me. It's like, dude, Corona. So I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, your Robs and you and, all big huggers.
Oh, wait a minute. That's an insult.
No.
Yeah. Everyone likes a little hug, little man hug. Although I have taken it to its extreme.
You have, yeah. To the point where people are trying to walk off and you're being dragged.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was, but I did that thing of deliberately just holding on for just to see how long they felt.
You've done that to me before.
Yeah, to see how uncomfortable you get.
I know. I think last time you actually got fed up because I knew what you were doing.
Just
kind of stood there.
Yeah, it'll be just think of England, and it will be over soon. It'll be over much quicker than you think it will be. It just feels like time has slowed down.
Yeah.
All right. We've been talking for a little while now, so thank you for your time.
You're more than welcome. Did you actually ask me the questions you wanted to?
All right. Let's get through all the business. We should have done this at the beginning, and then we can. So, what's your favourite cheese?
Cheese.
Quick,
cheese. Me this before. Cheese.
Yeah. Well, answer
me. I'm sure you have. Normally a brie or a camembert, something like that.
And unusually.
Well, the go-to is cheddar, isn't it? Has to be.
That would be your unusual.
That's kind
cheese.
of like your daily cheese, but if it's like a more special thing, it'd be a brie.
And if it's a really special occasion.
In terms of hard cheese, it's manchego.
You know your cheese.
Very
Richard Herring's emergency question book.
Oh God. Okay.
Actually, do you know who Richard Herring is?
I do. Yes.
You,
I've watched
sir,
some of his stuff.
are the only person, the only guest who's actually knows. Not
Didn't he do something with Stuart somebody or other?
Stuart,
back in the day.
Stuart Lee, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it used to be
Lee and Herring.
yeah. And then they had Fist of Fun, and there was something else. Fist of Fun was 2 series, and they had some other thing.
But he's quite a serious comedian, isn't he? He's not like a slapstick kind of guy.
So Richard Herring is more juvenile.
Oh, I've got the wrong one then.
and Stuart Lee is the more sort of left wing, more political. They're both pretty political, but it's more. I think he was.
He's probably the one I was thinking of then.
It's kind of had awards for comedy, and it's kind of seen as an elder statesman of comedy because
it's almost more like a documentary style, isn't it? If you're watching him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've seen him a few times, and he's actually a very good actor.
Okay.
And you're watching him, and you think that he's kind of losing his mind, and he has a very particular process where he will lose and alienate the audience, which then makes them feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
So you imagine like being hugged by me for like 20 minutes. You would feel extremely uncomfortable, but he's doing that on purpose, and then
That's not
brings
your
you back
record,
in.
though, is it?
Oh no, it's 3 days.
Yeah. Okay.
But
wow, was that when you were in hospital? You just grabbed a nurse, and that's why you didn't have the operation.
That was an entire sequel bit. That was the sequel bit where I got the shirt that was extra large. That me and I think I had several other people inside the shirt with me.
Was that the one I got food poisoning at?
Yes, yeah. That had nothing to do with me, by the way, just so you know.
No, that had a lot to do with Nando's. Other chicken places are available.
Was that Manchester? That was in the
No, that was. Oh God, the one in the Midlands, Telford.
So Dirk has just popped up a picture of you at Sequel Conference.
Ah, okay. I can't see that because I'm only on Teams.
He's on the Twitters. Thank you for that.
So there is. It's not just us two. Then there are literally people out there.
There's 1 or 2 other people watching. Don't worry.
God.
I don't do this for the numbers. I do this for the numbers. Somebody please watch. I'm awful at the marketing, and I never ask people to like or subscribe. But you have all these other videos, and they're constantly asking to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm selling out.
Look at the comments below.
Yeah. It'd be like the whatever button.
Click on the bell.
Yeah, the bell. That's it. Spank that bell or whatever they say.
You've got that wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the more juvenile. I've got a Stuart Lee book. In fact, I've got something signed by Richard Herring, but it's got a swear word on it. So this was his emergency question book, so he gets all the credit.
Okay.
1001 questions. You pick a number between 1 and 1001, and I read you the question as long as it's rude and not obscene.
Let's go for 6, 7, 8.
6. Any reason why 6, 7, 8?
It's sequential.
6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. This is sensible.
Oh God. Okay.
What's the least valuable thing you've ever had stolen from you?
My dignity.
You've never had anything stolen from you?
Yeah, we have actually. But it was all quite
Valuable.
It was like my wallet and laptop and stuff, so it wasn't really stuff that, So I was upstairs bathing my son, and somebody jumped over the back wall in the back door and took my work laptop, my wallet. Actually, someone stolen a bike as well at a different time. So yeah, a couple of things.
But they're reasonably valuable.
I think you would say small things.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I mean that's the worst insurance scam I've ever heard. I'm just saying. Sorry. God, I mean, it's terrible.
My $1 billion.
Yeah, that gold-plated laptop you had just happened to have lying around.
Yeah, it really wasn't a good laptop. Yeah.
No, but it probably had work stuff on it, and it probably isn't easy going back to work and saying someone stolen my laptop. Oh.
Well, I actually rang somebody and said, "Did I leave my laptop at home? Sorry, at work, because I can't find it." Because sometimes I left it at work, So I didn't, and then I couldn't find my wallet. I was like, "Huh." But thankfully, the car keys were next to the wallet, and they didn't take the car keys or the house keys. So it's like, okay. So quite lucky in that regard.
Opportunistic, just kind of.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were broken into, and we were upstairs asleep, and I don't know what's more annoying. They took the stereo and stuff, and they used our own bags, like our own rucksack, to take stuff. I mean, that's insult to injury.
It's opportunistic.
I mean,
What you say about insults? There was a kid I went to school with who lived just around the corner from me. Somebody broke into his Metro and went through all of his cassettes and left every single one and didn't take anything. He's like, they didn't take my music. Brilliant.
My Fiat Panda got broken into once.
Right.
And they smashed the passenger side window, and I think there was a CD or something, and they took that. Didn't take anything else.
Right.
I didn't lock it. Right. It was outside the house, unlocked, because I would just, it wasn't worth locking it. And, it's a Fiat Panda, for goodness sake. I mean, it wouldn't get you that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have pushed it further, but no, it's daft.
Oh wow.
On that note, I think it's time to say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah. Night, everyone.
Night. Thanks for watching. Oh, there's next week. I've got.
How do they end in the night garden? I can't remember now. Did you used to watch that?
It would be
obviously with your kids.
Night, Ninky Nonk. Night.
Pinky Ponk.
Oh, and then they would all.
And then there was a boat and things, and
there was Iggle Piggle.
Yep. Macca Pacca.
And Upsy Daisy. What?
Yep.
Iggle Piggle would get in the boat with Upsy
Yep.
Daisy. Was that at the beginning?
No, he used to go off on his own. He used to sleep underneath the blanket, didn't he?
Iggle Piggle. Yes. Do you know? I think we've got an Iggle Piggle somewhere.
We have somewhere, yeah, and a Macca Pacca. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a plastic Macca Pacca.
Right.
Do you know what?
People listening to us now thinking this was bizarre before, but this is just surreal.
Do you know what used to wind me up about in the night garden is they always got the perspectives wrong, because the actual size of the Ninky Nonk was, when you actually then compared it with the size of the Hoo-Hards, which were massive, and the teeny weeny Pinky Pontypines, the family, and there was they were the red one. And there was another family, I can't remember what they were called.
I don't know, they were next door neighbours, weren't they?
Yeah. And they used to have, when you saw them together, they weren't the right scale.
No. So, interesting fact, the place I worked before, the lingerie company, wasn't too far from where they filmed it. They filmed it in the woods a couple of miles from there.
They actually filmed it in the woods? I assumed it was all in a studio.
No, there were some woods and things, and
Some outdoors. Oh, I don't remember those. Yes, it's been a long time since I've sat down and spent many, many hours watching CBeebies.
yeah, Peppa Pig.
Yeah, yeah. I always got confused by Miss Rabbit.
It's because Miss Rabbit's the same character as like 8 others.
Well, Miss Rabbit does every single job apart from
Being a pig.
Apart from the doctor and the dentist.
She's not the dentist, yeah, or the garage dude.
Yeah, but she would drive the pickup truck for the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And she would also fly the balloon. And she wouldn't teach the school because that was Madame
Gazelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on this note,
we should end.
We're going to say goodbye. I'm just going to hit the stop streaming button.
Bye.
No,
Night,
children.
night, children.
No, children. Sleep tight.